Yo, we back at it, man. I had to re-record, man. I had some technical difficulties with the last live. Had to log out, so we back on, man. So I'm gonna get into it. Y'all see the title, man. It's pretty self-explanatory, man. It's been a rough sports day for your boy, man. Rough sports day for your boy. I done lost today in both my fantasy football leagues. Dallas Cowboys with another Cowboy loss, losing at the end. The Cowboys, man. I'm not gonna talk too long about the Cowboys. I'm gonna just say this real quick, man. The way the Cowboys lose, man, and the way they make you have to watch the whole game just to be disappointed at the end really gets on my nerves. It really does, man. So if you're a Cowboy fan, you understand what I mean. Like, man, stuff be happening, but, man, the way they just keep you on the edge just to be disappointed at the end, man, we tired of that. Us Cowboy Nation fans is tired of that. But, man, let's get into the real talk. I don't want to talk about the pathetic Cowboys too much longer, but I am going to talk about the pathetic Spurs play that we saw in that second half, in particular that fourth quarter and that overtime, man. Where can I start? I'm going to just say this because I don't want people to make it seem like I'm panicking or saying that it's time to panic for Spurs fans. We're 6 games in. We're 3-3. We're pretty solid. We know the Spurs weren't going to win a championship this year. So I'm not saying that it's time to panic or nothing like that. But one thing that is concerning to me through the first 6 games is how these cats keep looking off Victor Wembanyama. Like, that's like cats are looking him off, man. Like, I know it takes time to develop chemistry, and like I said, I don't expect the Spurs to be perfect. I'm pretty sure the coaching staff on the Spurs will say the same thing. But from what I see, and I don't believe I'm the only one that sees this, these guys are looking him off, man. And I know some plays might not even be designed for Victor. And even if that's the case, my question is why? If it's plays that's not designed for Victor down the stretch and it's designed for Zach Collins or Jeremy Sohan in the fourth quarter or the overtime, my question is why? And I respect Popovich. Popovich knows more about the game than I do, obviously, right? But I just wonder, like, if it is play calling and they're designing these plays for other guys, I just want to know why. If it's not play calling and it's these guys just doing it on their own down the stretch and are looking Wembanyama off, I still want to know why. Because my thing is, it's like it was a key moment in that game. It's a train going by, so I got to speak up a little bit louder. But it was a key moment in that game that let me know nobody else should touch this. Nobody else, or there should be no possession that goes by where Victor Wembanyama does not at least touch the rock. And the possession that allowed me to believe that was when Victor Wembanyama had the ball in the post and he threw that cross-court pass to Keldon Johnson for a 3. Like, to put us up 5. This was in fourth quarter. Like, that let me know that not only you can throw the ball to Victor to go get a bucket, you can throw the ball to Victor for him to be a playmaker. So there's no reason why he should go 3-4 possessions of a late, close game without even getting a single touch. Like, we saw it on opening night. We've seen it, throughout the first 6 games. And like I said, hopefully it will improve. I think it's improved. Certain areas has improved. I do think they're starting to look for him more on those early situations where he's rim running. So that's good. But I just feel like, man, there's times in the game, man, where there's a little bit of selfish play. The ball stops moving, and these guys don't even look his way. Now, I'm not going to let Victor completely off the hook because I'm going to say this. I'm nitpicking at this point because Victor has been outstanding. I do think he shoots too many threes. He can shoot. I don't mind Victor shooting, but he is better. To me, Victor is better as a scorer and a playmaker when he's in those Carmelo Anthony, Dirk Nowitzki type areas where he's catching the ball at the high post or catching the ball in the mid post, and he's either looking to score or create from others. I think he's way better like that. I don't see a player in the NBA that can contest and comfortably block his shot off those turnaround jumpers. I would rather see him operate in those areas more. So I'm not going to let Victor 100% off the hook. There's things that he got to do better to force them to give him the ball. But that still does not take away from what I see. And what I see is selective court vision and guys licking him off. I don't see how he goes games without getting touches. There's no reason why in that game he's the fourth most used player in the starting lineup behind Zach Collins, Keldon Johnson, and Malachi Branham. I love all three of those guys. They had phenomenal games today. Keldon, Zach, and Malachi were phenomenal today. But there's no reason why he should be the fourth most used player in the starting lineup. That stat is out. He was fourth in the usage for that game. And I know usage, I'm not a big analytics guy myself. I'm just saying this to say that he's not getting enough touches. We know he's on minute restriction, but he's not getting enough touches. And I'm talking about just the fourth quarter. Just the fourth quarter. The guy makes plays. The guy gets buckets for us. He makes an immediate impact. For him to not get touches and us having to watch Zach Collins and Jeremy Sohan go ISO at the end of the game is not that's not a recipe for wins. It's not a recipe for wins. And, and I'm not saying that was the only reason why we lost. Like, Toronto outplayed us. They were physical with us. They came back. They kept fighting. They kind of punked us in the second half, or they did punk us in the second half. Scotty Barnes and Anunoby they were a handful. Even Dennis Schroeder, he had a phenomenal game. Like, those three killed us in the second half. But I'm bringing up the late game situations for Victor Wembanyama because this is something we've literally seen every close game we've watched the Spurs. We've seen this type. And the one time we didn't see it, Victor went off and scored 38 points and scored, 8 of our last 10 or 10 of our last 12, something like that in the Phoenix game. The only time where he actually got superstar-like touches, he went and did amazing things, and we came up with the win and held Phoenix when they came back and almost took the game from us. I want to see these guys play through Victor down the stretch, man. I don't care what they do for the first three quarters, but when the game is close, man, Victor can't have possessions where he don't get touches. I know he's supposed to be earning his stripes. He's still a rookie, but, man, he's better than everybody else on that roster. It's just facts, man. It's just facts. I love all the guys on the Spurs roster, but Victor not getting touches is very frustrating to me, So what a terrible loss by the Spurs. Hopefully they bounce back tomorrow. They got the Pacers tomorrow. That was a tough loss, man. That was terrible. 22 points at home, and you let Scotty Barnes and Anunoby and Dennis Schroeder just punk us in our own stadium. That was terrible. It was a terrible sports day for your boy, man. Cowboys, trash. Spurs today, trash. My two fantasy football teams, trash. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, man. We out.